Ways The Rock versus Roman Reigns can happen in WWE. Directions for Drew McIntyre after WWE Raw. Day 1, CM Punk's WrestleMania 40 match dismissed. Sasha Banks' WWE return. What we know so far, Backstage reports on talent meeting held by Triple H and Nick Khan before Raw. Ricochet breaks silence after major announcement. Champion shares heartbreaking comment about Bray Wyatt. WWE targeting mainstream success with The Rock at the expense of Cody Rhodes. Let's jump right into it. Directions for Drew McIntyre after WWE Raw. Day 1. Drew McIntyre suffered another heartbreaking loss on WWE Raw. Day 1. The Scottish Warrior failed to beat Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship in the main event. He had previously failed to dethrone Rollins for his title at Crown Jewel 2023. McIntyre took to X, formerly Twitter, after the loss to post his reaction. The 38-year-old star wrote nothing but ellipses on social media, causing fans to wonder what the Raw superstar meant by his message. Let's take a look at 5 directions for Drew McIntyre after WWE Raw. Day 1. Number 5. Drew McIntyre picks apart the Judgment Day. Drew McIntyre temporarily formed an alliance with the Judgment Day in the lead-up to Survivor Series War Games 2023. The former WWE champion completed his heel turn by attacking Jey Uso. The brief union failed to give the Judgment Day their win in the men's War Games match. Tonight's match saw Priest interfere in McIntyre's match. The Archer of Infamy tried to cash in his Money in the Bank contract but was stopped by a Claymore. McIntyre might go after the Judgment Day for the interference on WWE Raw. Day 1. Number 4. Rampage against the Raw locker room. The Raw locker room turned their back on Drew McIntyre after he questioned Jey Uso's arrival on Monday Night Raw. McIntyre spent a few weeks squaring off against Kofi Kingston, Sami Zayn, and Jey Uso himself. He might go on a rampage against the whole locker room following his loss at Raw. Day 1. It is possible McIntyre could pick fights with fellow members of the Red Brand. Who knows, we might see an even more violent version of the Scottish psychopath. Number 3. Three-way dance at Royal Rumble 2024. WWE has only confirmed one world title match for the Royal Rumble 2024 thus far. The winner of the triple threat match between AJ Styles, LA Knight, and Randy Orton from SmackDown this Friday will get a shot at Roman Reigns' WWE Championship on January 27. It is possible Triple H could book a three-way dance for the World Heavyweight Championship at Royal Rumble 2024. Fans might see Seth Rollins defend his title against both Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre at the upcoming Premium Live event. Number 2. Move to SmackDown. Drew McIntyre was drafted to Raw under the 2023 WWE Draft event. The Scottish Warrior was involved in a program with Sheamus and Gunther over the Intercontinental Championship prior to the event. The Ring General defeated both men at WrestleMania 39. McIntyre can potentially negotiate a move to SmackDown following his loss on WWE Raw. Day 1. The former WWE champion might get an enticing offer from general manager Nick Aldis without repercussions and interferences. Number 1. Alliance with Gallus. Gallus Boys are former tag team champions on NXT UK. Joe Coffey has challenged for the NXT UK Championship in the past. The trio made an impact upon their arrival in NXT in 2022. They have since feuded with some of the most popular names on the brand. Ideally, McIntyre could travel to NXT after WWE Raw Day 1 to form an alliance with Gallus. The Scottish Warrior might even challenge for Ilja Dragunov's NXT Championship during a potential stint on NXT in 2024. CM Punk's WrestleMania 40 match dismissed. WWE superstar CM Punk shouldn't face a 13-time champion in a dream match at WrestleMania 40, according to Vince Russo. The name in question is Stone Cold Steve Austin. Since Punk returned to World Wrestling Entertainment at the Survivor Series War Games 2023 Premium Live event, fans have been vocal about wanting to see a dream match between the Second City Saint and the Texas Rattlesnake at WrestleMania 40. However, on the latest edition of Sportskeeda Wrestling's Legion of Raw, former WWE writer Vince Russo explained why CM Punk versus Stone Cold shouldn't take place at the show's shows. Russo said that he wants to remember Steve Austin in his prime as he believes the Texas Rattlesnake and the Straight Edge Superstars days are behind them. Ah man, number bro, I want to remember these guys for who they are, man. You know what I'm saying? You know when sports figures retire, they retire. You know, once in a blue moon, you'll see somebody come back, a blue moon, but once they retire because their better days are behind them. You know, I want to remember these guys the way I saw them in their prime, man. That's me. That's just me, man. Some fans believe the feud between CM Punk and Stone Cold could be worth it, just for the incredible promos the duo are capable of delivering. What WWE has in store for Punk's future remains to be seen. If you want to see this dream match take place at WrestleMania 40, let us know in the comments section below. Sasha Banks' WWE return. What we know so far. On May 16, 2022, Sasha Banks and Naomi reportedly walked out from an episode of WWE Raw due to a creative difference. Since this walkout, the duo has not been seen in the company. In December 2022, it was revealed that Banks was done with the Stanford-based promotion. However, given has been a time of returns in WWE, there was speculation that the promotion was in talks to re-sign Sasha Banks. As per reports, WWE had a keen interest in bringing the 31-year-old back, but after failed talks, the promotion decided to walk away from the deal. Hence, the latest reports suggest that Sasha Banks is now close to joining All Elite Wrestling. While the deal with the Jacksonville-based promotion can't be confirmed as of now, it's the most likely destination for Banks as per the report. While nothing is official yet, if AEW signs Banks, they will be paying a huge amount of money since her current asking price allegedly constitutes one of the biggest contracts in women's wrestling. It will be interesting to see if Tony Khan decides to go all in to land the former Raw Women's Champion. Towards the end of 2023, Impact Wrestling announced a rebrand under its original name, TNA. The change from Impact will take place on the upcoming pay-per-view titled TNA Hard to Kill. For the event, the promotion has teased the debut of a massive superstar. During an episode of Sportskeeda's Wrestling Time Machine, there were discussions surrounding who the massive superstar appearing in TNA could be. That's when the name of Kazuchika Okada came up. However, as per Vince Russo, Okada wouldn't be the one to go to TNA. Instead, he felt it could be Sasha Banks. The former WWE writer said, "Okada? Number maybe it's what's her name, Sasha? Is that possible? Joining a promotion like TNA could benefit Banks. While the company might not be on the same level as WWE or AEW right now, Banks will have the opportunity to be part of its rebuilding phase, which could also see her becoming the new face of total nonstop action." Backstage reports on talent meeting held by Triple H and Nick Khan before Raw. Triple H and Nick Khan are the two main faces of WWE Backstage, leading the company into what feels like a new golden era. They reportedly held a Backstage meeting, and there was an interesting reaction to it. Ringside News reported that the head of WWE creative Triple H and the company's CEO Nick Khan held a Backstage meeting about rallying the troops and boosting morale by showing appreciation for talent. The report stated that it was just a simple gathering to start the year and had a positive vibe, which is excellent. Nick Khan was spotted in Pasadena, California, standing behind The Rock. The Great One revealed to Pat McAfee earlier in 2023 that his main point of contact in the WWE was Khan, and that was who he was primarily talking to when discussing a possible WrestleMania clash against Roman Reigns. Nick Khan is simply the man in WWE right now, and although there were a lot of rumors that he was responsible for the mass firings in WWE during the pandemic, he even admitted that those decisions went down to one man, Vince McMahon. On the hierarchy of Endeavor, McMahon is technically in a much higher position. However, Nick Khan seems to make the big decisions in WWE. Although there was a lot of fear that Triple H would get removed from his position as the head of WWE Creative or be outpowered by the workaholic Vince McMahon, it seems that isn't the case anymore. Following the Endeavor WWE purchase, it seems like Ari Emanuel, the highest man in the hierarchy, has prioritized giving Triple H full creative control. While PW Insider's report stated that McMahon can still technically change big decisions, he has backed off, and most of what we see is the game's vision. This has been crucial in WWE's success in 2022 and 2023. Ricochet breaks silence after major announcement. WWE superstar Ricochet just broke his silence following a major announcement that was made earlier today. Ricochet has been one of the most entertaining wrestlers in WWE ever since his debut. Despite his high-flying antics and in-ring skills, his career has been on a downfall ever since he lost the Intercontinental Championship to Gunther over a year ago. The former NXT star has been in some important storylines but failed to find himself in matches featuring the company's top stars. His most notable feud of the year was against Shinsuke Nakamura. Hence, when Sports Illustrated announced their list of top 10 wrestlers of 2023, the one and only was absent from the list, while many of his contemporaries found their way onto the list. The former Intercontinental Champion took to social media to promise he would feature on this list in 2024. One way or another, in making this list in 24, the former Intercontinental Champion's downfall has taken many people by surprise as he had a promising start to his career. Hence, it wouldn't be too far-fetched for him to undergo a character change. Former WWE writer Vince Russo spoke about him on Writing with Russo, where he suggested that the 35-year-old star should change his name to his real name, Trevor Mann. He also suggested the former NXT North American champion to wear a suit. What's his real name? Go with the real name. Like you said, put him in a suit. That would be tremendous. Bro, there you go. Put him in a suit, Trevor Mann. Ricochet was a video game play. What a joke that was, wasn't it? You could create so many people. That would be tremendous. Bro. It remains to be seen what Ricochet will do to become one of the top guys on the roster. Do you agree with Vince Russo's comments? Champion shares heartbreaking comment about Bray Wyatt. A top WWE superstar made a heartfelt comment about the late Bray Wyatt in a recent interview. Wyatt tragically passed away on August 24, 2023 at the age of 36. His sudden passing left the wrestling world in mourning. Braun Strowman was among the ones affected the most by Bray's passing, as the duo had been incredibly close for years on end. On a recent edition of the Ranveer Show, Braun Strowman shared an emotional comment about Bray Wyatt. The monster of all monsters stated that he still feels Wyatt around him sometimes. I can feel him at times. Things happen where I go. I can't help but smile because I'm like, oh, that was Bray. Just recently, I was visiting a friend down in Boca Grande, Florida. I came home from my house in Wisconsin. It was 9 degrees and snow, and I was like, I need some sunshine. I need to go to the beach. And I was sitting on the beach, watching the sunset, and I started thinking about him. The next day when I went to go to the beach, I was walking up and down the beach, and I looked up, and there was a buzzard flying around above me. Bray Wyatt was the Universal Champion heading into 2020. He lost the title to Goldberg in Saudi Arabia in early 2020. Goldberg later lost the belt to Braun Strowman at WrestleMania 36. Soon after, Strowman kicked off a feud with Wyatt over the Universal title on WWE SmackDown. The feud finally came to an end at SummerSlam 2020, where Strowman lost the belt to Wyatt. Unfortunately, Wyatt lost the belt to Roman Reigns a mere 7 days later. Share your thoughts on Strowman's wholesome comments about Wyatt. WWE targeting mainstream success with The Rock at the expense of Cody Rhodes. Former WWE head writer Vince Russo feels the company could dismiss Cody Rhodes' storyline to move ahead with The Rock versus Roman Reigns. The People's Champ returned to WWE this week on Raw. He laid the smackdown on Jinder Mahal in the ring before getting on the mic. During the promo, Rock hinted that he might go after the head of the table, Roman Reigns. During this week's episode of Legion of Raw, Russo mentioned that after the Endeavor merger, top officials wanted to see The Rock versus Roman Reigns. He felt that was the marquee match for WrestleMania 40. The former writer detailed that they were not focused on Cody Rhodes' storyline and wanted the big match to happen. I guarantee you, bro, with Endeavor, Rock is the match they want. That is the mainstream match. Cody is a wrestling match, bro. I don't think they're thinking, okay, Roman will go over Rock to give Cody the title. I just don't think they're thinking that way. It will be interesting to see what lies ahead for Cody if WWE decides to proceed with Rock versus Roman for WrestleMania. Do you think Cody will be impacted by The Rock coming back? The Rock versus Roman Reigns can happen in WWE. The Rock made another earth-shattering return to WWE during the latest edition of WWE Raw, Day 1. The People's Champion, upon his comeback, engaged with Jinder Mahal, who also made his return to kick off the segment. After having a heated confrontation with the modern-day Maharaja, a physical exchange between the two former WWE champions ended in the Great One delivering his signature People's Elbow on Mahal. However, after this, The Rock called out Roman Reigns on the show, a moment which many fans have waited for years. After issuing this jaw-dropping challenge, fans now believe that a showdown between the two megastars is inevitable. With that said, let's discuss 5 ways the dream clash between these Samoan stars can happen in the Stamford-based promotion. Number 5. The Rock might win Royal Rumble 2024 to face Roman Reigns. One of the conceivable ways through which the Hollywood megastar will face the Tribal Chief is by winning the traditional Royal Rumble match this year. The potential scenario that could unfold sees The Rock entering the 30-man Royal Rumble match this year and eventually eliminating everyone in his sight. After emerging victorious, he may choose Roman Reigns to challenge at WrestleMania 40. Winning the Royal Rumble match will also mean that The Rock earned his title shot rather than challenging Reigns and risk getting rejected. Number 4. The Rock might win Elimination Chamber 2024. In case the People's Champion fails to win or does not partake in the traditional match, the company can book the showdown between Reigns and The Rock by having the Great One win the Elimination Chamber match. This could be another potential route as the recently returned CM Punk looks likely to win the Royal Rumble and challenge Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight title. This will leave the company with the hard task of announcing a number 1 contender for the head of the table. This could result in The Rock adding himself to the mix and eventually facing Reigns at the grandest stage of them all. Number 3. The Rock challenges Roman Reigns for Elimination Chamber. After seemingly calling out the Tribal Chief on Raw Day 1, a multi-time world champion may surface once again on the road to WrestleMania 2024. The possibility could arise if the People's Champ returns to SmackDown to lay down a challenge to Roman Reigns for Elimination Chamber 2024. Reports have been swirling regarding the Legend's participation in the Elimination Chamber show, which will be in Australia this year. A clash between the heavyweights could be on the cards at the event. Number 2. Roman Reigns versus Rock after WrestleMania 40. This might be a surprise decision to make, but Triple H might decide to have the Dream Samoan showdown after the shows of the shows this year. The call-out from the Hollywood star might just be laying the groundwork for their future match later on this year. This helps the company not only give Cody Rhodes another match against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40 to finish his story, but also gives them more time to make his match hype feel like a once-in-a-lifetime clash. Number 1. Rock cost Roman Reigns at Royal Rumble to set up a match. At Royal Rumble 2024, the Bloodline leader is already scheduled to defend his undisputed Universal Champion against the winner of the Triple Threat match for New Year's Revolution. So another way to set up a clash between the People's Champion and the Tribal Chief is to have Rock cost Reigns' title defense at Royal Rumble, eventually leading to the end of the historic title reign. Further, the feud between Roman and Rock doesn't need a title to main event WrestleMania, as there is already enough excitement regarding the bout.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing